What are you saying, Neeks? What are you saying, bro?
Um, for me, Ten Hag's been vindicated again. It's not for the first time this season that his decisions have been questioned, whether it be by fans, whether it be by pundits. And I'm not even saying the pundits question it this time because the track record thus far is even if you're not sure why Ten Hag's made the decision, you have to accept it because ultimately he's been proved right. Whether it be the start of the season, playing certain players, then dropping them after the start of the season, whether it be the Ronaldo issue, whether it be starting or not starting Donny van de Beek, and now with the Marcus Rashford, like everybody was surprised. I mean, Rio Ferdinand was like, wait, like I didn't even hear that properly. Like, you got to say that again. Everyone was surprised when Ten Hag said, well, one, that Rashford was on the bench, and two, that it was disciplinary reasons because you don't really expect that from Rashford, whatever that is, the situation might be. It might not be anything very, very serious, but he was vindicated in the best way because, yeah, you could drop Rashford and lose the game, and people will say, oh, see, that's why he's an idiot, he's an ego, this, that, whatever. But the fact that he won, that's not the vindication. The vindication is the performance of Rashford when coming on. He could have come on and we could end up losing 1-0. But the way that he played when he came on showed that at least he knew that, yeah, the decision was fair. He didn't come on sulk. He didn't, or at least he accepted the decision. And that's what the situation that we're at Man United, where these players have to realize one way or another that it's Ten Hag's way or the highway. And that's the only way you're going to instill the discipline. And once you have that discipline on and off the field, the results are going to come because the quality of the players will always come to the fore in the end. And that's what we've been lacking. Shaw spoke about it potentially in the last few years. And the fact that Rashford's got this contract issue, of course, yeah, we've extended it for 1 year, but he's got this contract issue. Some managers in the past might have been more like, I want him to sign this contract, so I'm going to let him get away with it. But that don't breed anything positive going forward, because if you let him get away with it, then the next player is going to try it, and the next player is going to try it, next player is going to try it. So I wasn't happy Rashford was dropped because one, he's in form, he's playing well, and you don't want players to be ill-disciplined. But if you are ill-disciplined, that's the way to deal with it. And the fact that he comes on and scored the winner, it's just poetic justice both for him and Man United fans in general. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Mate, I mean, you're absolutely right. And I think that the thing about dropping Rashford that was so key is I was sort of half happy and half annoyed. I was annoyed that we weren't going to see him start. But in the medium to long term, it's the type of behavior that's needed from the manager because Paul Scholes has told us this story about 10 times now. I've read it in his book as well. There was a time where he was regularly in the first team. He was told, listen, you're going to be starting away at some League Two team in the Carabao Cup or whatever it was called back then, the Coca-Cola Cup in the 90s. You're going to be starting in that game. And essentially benched at the weekend. Scholes said, I ain't going. And he refused to go and play the game. I think in the end, he didn't. Fergie went, fine, you dropped. You don't have to play. But then he didn't pick him at all, left him completely out the squad for the next Premier League game. And Scholes said he never ever did it again. He really, like a young upstart, I'm killing it. The United fans love me. Why are you putting me in this game and not starting me for the one at the weekend? These moments of discipline are so key. And I bet City fans could tell you that Pep's done this on a number of occasions. I bet Klopp has done this at Liverpool in the last 5 to 6 years. Obviously, when Man United do it, it's huge news because of the size of the football club. But it was great to see. Dizzy, from your point of view, mate, like it was another win. That's 5 on the bounce in all competitions. 3 clean sheets on the bounce since returning from the World Cup. How impressed are you right now with this Man United team?
I think we're doing a good job so far. I don't think there's really anything to complain about. I think other than the Glazers leaving and the January transfer window being up in air because we don't know how much money we're going to spend, there's really nothing wrong at United at the moment, which is great to see. I think Ten Hag, I think his consistency in disciplining even for example, the Ronaldos and the Rashfords of the world who traditionally they're like, we don't touch those people, we don't talk about them regardless of their behavior, we just don't talk about them, you know what I mean? I think that's important. And I think him picking players that are in good form, like a Garnacho, for example, it's a case of, well, Rashford's messing up, here you go take your opportunity. I think that's good moving forward as well. So I think there's a lot of good things going on at United at the moment, man. I don't think we can complain. 3 clean sheets and 5 wins in a row. Come on, man. What can we complain about?
Yeah, it's the first time we've won 5 games in a row since April 2021.
Oh, really? Mad.
So, yeah.
It's strange. We haven't felt this feeling of being able to go into games, no matter how we play, still think we're gonna win for
It's the
a
defense.
long
It's the
time.
defense.
Yeah, the
It's
defense is so solid.
Because the defense is so good, and it's like once one of Varane or Martinez is there, you're just confident that, and obviously David De Gea is in the form that he's in. You're confident that you can keep a clean sheet. It doesn't mean you're guaranteed to keep a clean sheet, but you're confident you can. And once you keep a clean sheet, all you need is one goal. And yeah, we miss a lot of chances, but we've got the quality of player there that one of those chances might and have going in.
And he gets a lot of like stick, and people like to point him out because of the size of his head, but it helps not having a player like Harry Maguire who's had so much scrutiny, so much weight on his head, on his shoulders, and every mistake that he does gets scrutinized heavily. It's actually good not having him in the team just for that as well, so that the defense can just focus on, all right, we keep it a clean sheet today. There's no if he makes a mistake, it's all over, and there's no panicking when he's on the ball. It's all right, we're all solid. Luke Shaw in the left centre back position in the back four, he's slotted in with ease. And again, Luke Shaw, when he's focused, disciplined, and fit and in shape, he's a very
quality player. He's a quality player. It's that consistency. We're just not sure. No pun intended. What sure we're gonna get week out or for any extended period of time. But so far this season, he's been brilliant.
And you know what else? The meritocracy is so important, man. So, like, for example, when Shaw is having a stinker, drop them nowhere near the team. He comes back, he picks up some form. Now he's playing. You're finding positions where he can play. If Malash is having a good run, okay, play him left centre back. And it is that level of trust in the manager. I think it's like a trickle down effect. Because if you think about it, like, where's Sancho been?
In the mountains, my brother.
This is what I'm saying. He's in the Himalayan mountains doing meditation with the monks in that. But
this is a part of the vindication in the sense of if we were losing these games, people would be like, some people are focused on the Sancho thing already, and some people focus on the Ronaldo thing because some of them may support Ronaldo more than the crowd. Some of them may just have a big affinity to Sancho that is clouding maybe their judgment of Ten Hag and the club in general. But because we're winning these games, those stories are just side issues. Sancho, he's training individually. Okay, let's go out and win. Oh, Sancho's back in Manchester. Okay, we got another game. And it allows him and Ten Hag to do what they need to do to get him back in the team when he's ready. There's no rushing back. There's no forcing the issue. If he's ready, you bring him back. And you don't bring him back until he's ready. It's as simple as that.
And the crazy thing is there's an opportunity now for him as well. Like, obviously Anthony's hasn't been performing that well for the last few games. He missed a lot of the end of before the break. He missed a lot of that because he was saving him. He was injured, but he was saving himself for the World Cup, which I don't fully agree with, but he did that. And he's come back, he's not in form. And now Ten Hag can be like, look, Sancho, you've gone away. We've done this training program with you. You're ready again. Here's a chance on the right-hand side now. Rashford's got the left down. Striker, we need to go buy one. But Anthony hasn't been performing. Go and take your shot now. Go and take your chance. Now is your time. And I like the fact that we have that option now. Whereas before it was like, if someone's not performing, it's like the players know they're not getting a chance. They just know it doesn't matter what they do. They're just not getting a chance. Ten Hag's like, no, this is how we run our ship. This is how I run my team. And this will be meritocracy going forward. And Wan-Bissaka now, I think you keep him in the team. Delo might come back, but keep Wan-Bissaka in the team until it shows us that Delo needs to come back in. Or Delo gets a game where he's performed so much better. We're like, okay, bring him back in the team. I believe that's what's going to happen going forward. I'm looking forward to, again, I just look forward to what we can build with this manager. We just need to keep giving the resources, giving him the time, and allowing him to do what he does, because I believe he's a special manager. I do. He's special.
He is. Terry, have you seen Marcus Rashford's quote?
Yeah, he overslept and missed a team meeting. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Marcus Rashford?
Yeah. So he overslept and he missed a team meeting. And I think for me, like, that's not a big issue in terms of I'm not worried about him, but it's brilliant to see the manager drop him. It's brilliant to see the manager assert his authority. And as I said in the build-up before you guys all came out, this is what I've been more focused on than the manager, is how the owners were going to let him cook and behave. And dropping Maguire, moving on Cristiano Ronaldo, telling them, no, I don't want Rabiot, go and spend more money. Telling him to drop Who was it we were going to buy at centre back? He's a centre back. He plays Pau Torres. The club wanted Pau Torres. The manager said, no, let's get Lissandro. The fact, and this is where I've got to give credit to the board in the short term, they allowed him to have control and power in those circumstances. And we're seeing the benefits from that. We all know that we want far more. You know, we want to see Sancho come back and start doing what Rashford's doing. We want to see more purchases of the right types of players. We want to see the discipline maintain, the structure continue to grow. And we've got to do a lot better than be a top 4 team.
Absolutely.
We want to obviously get, you know, we've had 4 horrible results in the Premier League this year where we've not been beat. We've been absolutely battered, conceded far too many goals. I actually think we've conceded 20 goals in the league this year. And I think 9, 10, 11, 15 of them came in those 4 defeats. So outside of those 4 defeats, we've been a very hard, difficult team to break down and beat. And we're only just beginning. I think the groundwork that he's put in place has been absolutely phenomenal. And Man United are a sleeping giant again. And you know rivals are feeling it. You know rivals are seeing it, because what they are really desperate for us to do is focus on Anthony not being in form. And I said I'll talk about it, and I will. He's not in great form. He's actually annoying me at the moment, because the amount of times today he was put into one-on-one situation with a fullback, and he just not only will he not run at the fullback, he doesn't try and cross the ball early either. He just stands there, waits, and he reminds me of like when Antonio Valencia was fading as a winger, where he just kind of stand people up and not do anything. However, though, I'm not worried about him because I trust Ten Hag. I think he will come good at some point. United progressing and winning games means, as United fans, we don't need to overly focus on these situations because we're progressing and moving forward. The same as City fans are not holding debates over why Jack Grealish has been a flop, because in all intents and purposes, they couldn't care less. They couldn't care less. If Liverpool are top of the league right now, or second but in a title race, they wouldn't care and be so sensitive about the Darwin Núñez agenda that's out there. And they are very sensitive about it because they're not where they want to be. So, yeah, I'm